Rok Shabbat Yom, brothers and sisters, Hebrews in Jamaica, the Caribbeans, the West, to the four corners of the earth, scattered greetings. This Shabbat lesson, we're going to tackle the beast and its system, part 2, brothers and sisters, right? The beast and its systems of things, part 2, right? So we're still dealing with Revelation chapter 13, right, brothers and sisters? Revelation chapter 30 begins with a beast, the Antichrist, rising up out of the sea, which represent the nations of the world. The beast is the Antichrist, or the false Messiah. He will be the final world ruler, also known as the little horn, in the book of Daniel. Right? Okay, brothers and sisters, take a look at the screen. We're going to look at Daniel 7, 8, 1611 KJV. Right, brothers and sisters? I considered the horn, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of man, and a mouth speaking great things. So the great things he's speaking of is blasphemous things. Right, brothers and sisters? Speak of wicked things. You see. Things during the end times will be chaotic. A time of confusion and uncertainty will cause people to desperately look for a strong leader that could bring hope and security in a time of fear and apprehension. People will desperately seek a strong, charismatic, authoritative leader who can pull the world back from the very brink of disaster. Those people will get their wish as a powerful, charismatic leader spouting peace and unity comes on the scene, but he will turn out to be much more than they bargained for. He will be a dictator who any other the world has ever known. This man will be the Antichrist, as he will rule the entire world and receive his worship. You see, brothers and sisters, and the part of the world is going to be ruling from is going to be in Northeast Africa, Jerusalem, the surrounding area, because that's where the third temple is going to be built. You see, brothers and sisters, that's where he's going to rule, because he's going to sit in place, because they know that the Messiah is going to come back, Yahushua is going to come back and rule from Jerusalem, right? But he's going to rule from the southern kingdom, where the land of Judah and Benjamin are at. Right? And also Ephraim. You see, brothers and sisters, because all those regions over there, brothers and sisters, are ours. Right? From the land of Right? As a matter of fact, one moment, brothers and sisters. So like I was saying, brothers and sisters, we control over, you gotta understand, the land of Israel, or Israel, Yasharael, right, is not just a one patch of land. You see, brothers and sisters, it's not just a one patch of land, right? It's vast. You saw me, according to the scriptures, it's a vast region. As I always say, Northeast Africa and the surrounding areas. You see, brothers and sisters, because that is key, right? So from our forefather Abraham was situated in right? That is in modern day Iraq. It is also part of our inheritance, brothers and sisters, right? Including Jordan. From to the promised land, right? So from to the promised land, it would take 23 to 24 hours by car. Border of its inheritance is from the Euphrates River to the Nile. Right, brothers and sisters? So take a look at these maps right quick, right? So again, brothers and sisters, over in that region, we used to rule over that region. That's our inheritance over there from the land of right? The land of is situated in modern day Iraq, aka Mesopotamia. You see, brothers and sisters, that Jordan is including our inheritance too. And like I said, from Abraham traveled from to the promised land, right? it would take between 23 to 24 hours by car, right? And the borders of this inheritance is from the Euphrates River onto the Nile, right? Or the River Nile, or the river of Egypt, right, brothers and sisters? And if you take a look at the screen, look at the map right here in that region, Northeast Africa, surrounding areas, right? You see Saul, the first king of Israel, right? He ruled that area, right? Then David came, ruled this area here in the green, and Solomon, right? The yellow, right, brothers and sisters? The vast areas, right? Vast areas. You see Solomon Island over there somewhere, right? Vast areas, brothers and sisters, right? Here's another map, right? The travel route from Ur, where our forefather Abraham traveled. See Ur, Euphrates River, all the way to Euphrates, right? That could be debatable also too, brothers and sisters, right? From Ophrah, it could cut the time span short, right? And right down to Bethel, around our region where our promised land is. You see, brothers and sisters, right? And if you look at this map also too, you could see how vast the region, the area is, our promised land, brothers and sisters. You see, so it's not just a little strip of land that they like to put on a map and use the Suez Canal to separate the land mass. You see, brothers and sisters. But if you look at this map, you clearly see that, you know, it's vast areas we ruled over. You see, brothers and sisters. And what you see going on right now in Northeast Africa right now with those identity $2 bill Jews and the Palestinians, right? Both of them are family members, bro. Both of them are Europeans. So both of them are fighting each other just like the Russians and the Ukraine. They're cousins, distant cousins, brothers and sisters. So they're fighting. But back to Palestine and the $2 bill Jews, right? They're fighting over land that's not theirs. So one is trying to genocide the other one or wipe them off the face of the earth. But this is all the plan of the Most High, because both of them are fighting over land that's not theirs. So eventually both of them are going to get kicked out of the land. Eventually. Right? Because I don't see nobody advocating for the so-called black people here in Jamaica and the Caribbeans and the Americas to come back to their land. I don't see nobody advocating for that. Everybody's talking about every other else people who don't have no genetic link to that land. You see, brothers and sisters. But like I said, eventually the Most High is going to make it that every single one of you got to recognize who we are as a people and make the pathway and reparation back to our land to build up our land and serve the Most High as it was ought and meant to be in the beginning. You see, brothers and sisters. Right, so the second location of Abraham travel of Ur of Chaldees is Euphrates, right? And like I said, from Ur to Bethel is 23 to 24 hours. Right, brothers and sisters, so I want to reiterate that, as you can see on the map right here in front of you, right? That's why I said earlier it could be debatable, right? That could be the second location from where Abraham traveled from to the promised land. Maybe that's a place of rest for him, and then he continue on, you see. But that's that, brothers and sisters, right? Okay, brothers and sisters, so in Revelation 13 verse 1 and 2, right, the seas or the sea here represents the Gentile nations of the world from which this beast comes. The beast is the Antichrist, the false Mashiach or Messiah. 24:5, right? And 24, 1 John 2 and 18. He is the final Gentile world ruler, also known as the little horn, right? In Daniel 7:8. We read that earlier, right? Another edition 20, 21, 24, 25, right? The willful king. Let's look at that. The willful king, right? In Daniel 11:36. Okay, brothers and sisters, take a look at the screen, right? Daniel 11:36. And the king shall do according to his will, and he shall exalt himself and magnify himself above every god, and shall speak marvelous things against the God of gods, Elohim of Elohims, and shall prosper till the nation be accomplished. From that time is determined shall be done. Right, brothers and sisters? Right, brothers and sisters? And the king shall do according to his will. So who is the king? Rulership, the authority, the government. Yeah, right? The king shall do according to his will. So the Most High going to allow him to do whatever he wants to accomplish the Most High's will. And he shall exalt himself. So he's going to put himself above everything. Even above every god. Right? So he's going to see himself as the only true Elohim. And shall speak marvelous things. So the marvelous thing he's going to be speaking is blasphemous things, brothers and sisters. Things against the Most High and his true people, ethnic Israel, and those who will be grafted in to ethnic Israel. And shall prosper till the nation be accomplished. So the Most High will allow him to be successful until a time. Because see, right here he said, the nation be accomplished. So that's going to be a time period. For that is determined shall be done. Right? So whatever the Most High aforetime determined will be fulfilled through this Antichrist system, this one man who will be the head of the system, the religious system and political system. Right? Francis in Vatican. You see, brothers and sisters. The coming prince. So what does entail in Daniel 9:26, right? 9:26. So let's look at that. The coming prince, right? Daniel 9:26. After 62 weeks shall Messiah be cut off, but not for himself, and the people of the prince that shall come shall destroy the city and the sanctuary, and the end thereof shall be with a flood. And unto the end of the war, desolations are determined, brothers and sisters. So let's look at the meaning of Daniel 9:26, right? We're going to look at specifically 62 weeks, what that entails and what it means, right? Okay, brothers and sisters. So in Daniel 9:25, right? 62 weeks, right? 62 weeks. So after 49-year period was to be another period of 434 years before Messiah would come as Prince of Israel. This period between the two testaments was marked by the fulfillment of some of Daniel's other prophecies: the fall of Persia, the rise of Greece, then of the great Roman Empire. And in Israel, the conflict with Mizraim, Egypt, and Syria, and the wars of the Maccabees. In all, there would be 69 weeks, or 483 years unto the Messiah, the Prince, brothers and sisters. Right? And the man of sin. So who is the man of sin in 2 Thessalonians 2:3, brothers and sisters? Let's look at that. So, in other words, brothers and sisters, 3 scores, right? 3 scores is 3 times 20. That's how you get 3 scores, 3 times 20. You see, so there you have it, right? Okay, so let's look into 2 Thessalonians. Take a look at the screen. 2 Thessalonians 2:3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Right? So what does 2 Thessalonians 2:3 means, brothers and sisters? Reference to the false teaching he mentioned in verse 2, Paul or Apollos, right, tells the Thessalonians not to allow anyone to deceive them concerning the day of the Adonai. You see, obviously some of the believers at Thessalonica had fallen victim to an enormous teaching that the day of the Adonai was already in progress. Paul explains in this verse that it will not begin until two events transpire. Huh, brothers and sisters? Two events you gotta look out for. Huh? How about the two? Right, first there will be the rebellion. Brothers and sisters? The rebellion is going on right now as we speak. Right? In, among Israel and around Israel. Whither we are scattered. Right? First, there will be the rebellion. Huh? This likely means an overt and extreme revolt against the truth. It's going on right now, brothers and sisters. Wouldn't you agree? Huh? Huh, brothers and sisters? Wouldn't you agree? The word translated rebellion can also be translated the falling away. Bingo. Huh? Let me repeat that again, brothers and sisters. For those in the back, right? The word translated rebellion can also be translated the falling away, the apostasy, or the departure. The use of a definite article, the English form he in Greek attached to the word for rebellion. Let me repeat that. The use of a definite article, the in English, the in English, from the he in Greek attached to the word for rebellion, indicates a specific event previously mentioned in the passage. It may refer to Israel's revolt against Old Testament teaching when the nation turns to adultery, falling away. Paul described the coming of Adonai, the second coming of Adonai, Yahushua Mashiach, and our being gathered together. Right? The second event Paul mentioned in verse 3 is the appearance of the man of lawlessness. Right? The son of destruction. Based on the description of this man's activities, it seems probable that he is one of the two infamous figures described in Revelation 13. Elohim will punish the man of lawlessness by consigning him to eternal punishment in the lake of fire. You can read that in Revelation 19:20-21. In Revelation, he is both a person and an empire. The description of the beast connects it closely both to the dragon, Ha-Shatan, right, and to the fourth beast of Daniel chapter 7, the Roman Empire, right? Though his actions show him to be somewhat distinct from both, the horns and the heads are identified in chapter 17. He speaks blasphemy against Elohim. Compare verses 5 and 6. His resemblance to a leopard, a bear, and a lion refer to the first three beasts in the vision of Daniel chapter 7, representing empires of Babylon, Medo Persia, and Greece. This beast includes the people and cultures of three previous empires and is an outgrowth of the Roman Empire itself. The power and the authority of the beast comes from Ha-Shatan himself. Ha-Shatan has his own false trinity. Ha-Shatan's act as the Father, the Antichrist as the Son, and the false prophet as the Spirit who attempts to bring glory to the Antichrist, right? How, brothers and sisters? Revelation 13:1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, the Gentiles, the people, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, out of the people, having 7 heads and 10 horns, right? 10 horns, 10 powers, 7 kings, 7 heads, and upon his horn 10 crowns, and upon his head the name of blasphemy. Both Daniel and John also saw political system and leaders that they describe using the term beast. John sees this beast coming up out of the sea of the people, right? Out of the nations, brothers and sisters? This beast is a Gentile leader of a Gentile system. John didn't call it a beast because it was a Gentile. He called it a beast because it comes out of the sea of the nations. Brothers and sisters? So you see it becoming clear as we go along in the lesson, you see, brothers and sisters. The beast, right? In Daniel chapter 7, the prophet records a dream that he had in which he saw the rise and fall of four Gentile world empires. Each was characterized as a beast coming from the sea of the nations. So the beast from the sea is the political part of the Antichrist system. So the beast from the sea is the political part of the Antichrist system. So the beast from the sea is the political part of the Antichrist system. Hashatan is a counterfeiter. So he has an unholy trinity that consists of himself, Hashatan, the Antichrist, the political religious beast, and the false prophet, the religious political beast. You see, brothers and sisters, huh? Let me repeat it again, right? So the beast from the sea is a political part of the Antichrist system. Hashatan is a counterfeiter. So he has an unholy trinity that consists of himself. Hashatan, brothers and sisters, Hashatan, the Antichrist, the political, You have the Antichrist, you have Hashatan, the Antichrist, the political religious beast system. So the political and religious beast system is one in the same. The distinction Hashatan, the Antichrist, the political and religious beast system. So political and religious are one in the same, just as you can see right now in America here and wherever. Right, as soon as any president gets sworn in, what's the first thing they do? They go to Vatican and bow down to Francis and kiss the ring. You understand? If you look at Francis' seat, they design his seat like a throne. He's the king, brothers and sisters. You see, you gotta wake up, open your eyes, my brothers and sisters. You gotta open your eyes. Cry to Ruach HaKodesh in Yahusha's name to open your eyes. Brothers and sisters? The seas here represent the Gentile nations of the world from which the beast comes. The beast is the Antichrist, the false Messiah. You can read all about that in Matthew 24:5, 24, 1 John 2:18, right? Matthew 24:5, right? 24. And 1 John 2:18. He is the final Gentile world ruler, also known as the little horn. Papacy. Francis. Daniel 7:8, 20-21, 24-25. The willful king, we spoke about that earlier in Daniel 11:36. The coming prince, we spoke about that earlier also, Daniel 9:26. And the man of sin. The sea, this sea means large numbers of people. One writer says unstable nations of peoples. This beast has to do with the powers of this earth opposed to the body of the Mashiach and his people. Whether John or the dragon stood on the edge of the sea is not material, since we are distinctly told that the 10-horned beast rose from the sea. Right? These heads shows dominion. We have said before that 10 has to do with world government and horns show power. We know then that this has something to do with world government and rulers of that. Crowns show dominion. This blasphemy denies the true Elohim. It doesn't matter who the I is here, but it is probably John. We see a terrible, vicious world power. I believe this 10 here is the 10 common market nations which were formed from the old Roman Empire. The 10 toes, brothers and sisters. You see. So we're in the last days now. Scary as it is, we are in the final hour. Israel prepare to meet thy Elohim, Gentile prepare for war. Right? Let me repeat it again. We see a terrible, vicious world power. I believe this 10 here is the 10 common market nations, which are the 10 toes, which were formed from the old Roman Empire. The old Roman Empire has been re-established in the 10 common market nations. The sad thing is that it appears the power that his group has is from the evil one. The sad thing is that it appears the power that this group has is from the evil one. Sad thing is that it appears the power that this group has is from the evil one. It is not difficult to understand where their power comes from. Upon his heads, the name was blasphemy. This beast has the 10 horns of power. This is a personification of what Satan does with this world power. The personification of evil when it takes over governments and people who are heads of these governments. You see, Revelation 13:2, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion, and the dragon gave his power and his seat and great authority, right? So the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. His resemblance to a leopard, a bear, and a lion referred to the first 3 beasts in the vision of Daniel 7, representing the empires of Babylon, Medo Persia, and Greece. This beast includes the people and culture of the 3 previous empires and is an outgrowth of the Roman Empire. Itself. Leopard, a metaphor for the ancient Greeks, alluding to the Greeks' swiftness and ability as their military moved forward in conquest, particularly under Alexander the Great. Compare Daniel 7:6. The leopard and the subsequent animal symbols were all native wildlife in Palestine, familiar to John's readers. Bear, a metaphor for the ancient Medo-Persian Empire, depicting that kingdom ferocious strength combined with its great stability, right? Go in Daniel 7:5. Lion, a metaphor for the ancient Babylonian Empire, referring to the Babylonians' fierce, all-consuming power as they extended their dominions, right? The description of the beast connects it closely both to the dragon, Satan, and to the 4th beast of Daniel 7, the Roman Empire of Daniel 7:23, though his action shows him to be somewhat distinct from both. The horn and the heads are identified in Revelation chapter 17. As the first scripture indicate, a beast with 7 heads. The other 2 earlier empires were Syria and Mizraim, Egypt. To make the next scripture easy to understand, I will name the 6 again. They are Syria, Egypt, Babylon, Medo Persia, Greece, Rome. They are Syria, Egypt, Babylon, Medo Persia, Greece, and Rome. These are the 6 empires of the past. So these are the 6 empires of the past, brothers and sisters, right? Syria, Egypt, Babylon, Medo Persia, Greece, and Rome. Right? We will revisit this again. Revelation 17:8-14. Which begins, the beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose name were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is. Be sure to read the next 5 verses as well. Chapter 17, brothers and sisters. The dragon gave him his power, right? Just as you know, the 6 beasts in Rome, they were and then they weren't, as they were no longer a force, but will be permanent again during the end times. You see, the dragon gave him his power. Just so you know, the sixth beast is Rome. Just so you know, the sixth beast is Rome, brothers and sisters. They have to be in place for when the Mashiach come to destroy them. Because the Mashiach is a stone that's hewn without hands, come forth from Zion, from heaven. The wound may refer either to the apparent death of the Antichrist himself or the decline and apparent disappearance of the Roman Empire. The healing of the wound may be either the apparent resurrection of the Antichrist or the revival of the Roman Empire. One of his heads is apparently the Roman Empire, compared 17 to 10 to 11. Right? This revival causes amazement throughout the world. The mouth depicts the blasphemy of the Antichrist against Elohim. Right? 2 Thessalonians 2:4. He will gain some type of worldwide authority for the 42 months, 3.5 years. The last half of the tribulation compares, right? You compare that in verse 7. Revelation 13:3. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. I believe this means the apparent death of the Antichrist himself and the healing of the wound, the apparent resurrection of the Antichrist. His deadly wound was healed. This statement could refer to one of the kingdoms that was destroyed and revived, i.e. the Roman Empire, but more likely refers to a fake death and resurrection enacted by the Antichrist as part of his lying deception. Right? Others tend to believe it to be the decline and apparent disappearance of the old Roman Empire, then the revival of the new Roman Empire. You see, world wondered after the beast. People in the world will be astounded and fascinated when Antichrist appears to rise from the dead. His charisma, brilliance, and attractive but deluding powers will cause the world to follow him unquestioningly. You see, this revival caused amazement throughout the world. Right, Revelation 13:4, and they worship the dragon which gave power unto the beast, and they worship the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with him? Who is able to make war with him? This confirms the absolute power that Hashatan will have over the world at this time. No one else will be able to stop the rise of the beast to world dominion. Revelation 3:5, and there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemy, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. Was given the sovereign Elohim will establish the limits within, right, which Antichrist will be allowed to speak and operate. So it's all about the will of the Most High. He allowed these things to happen, brothers and sisters. You see, he allowed these things to happen. You see, the sovereign Elohim will establish the limits within which Antichrist will be allowed to speak and operate. Elohim will allow him to utter his blasphemies to bring the rage of Hashatan to its culmination, right, on earth for 3.5 years, brothers and sisters. Eventually, the beast turns this unbridled animosity towards all the people of Elohim. You can see that in Revelation 5, Revelation 13, 5-7 makes it clear, right? Earlier, John makes it plain that the beast's power, authority, and kingdom are given to him by Hashatan. And John also tells us something revealed to no one else. This is the beginning of the great tribulation which Daniel spoke about in when the sacrifice and the oblation ceases. This is called the abomination of desolation. You see, he speaks blasphemy against Elohim. The power and authority of the beast come from Hashatan himself. Hashatan has his own false trinity. 42 months, the final 3.5 years, 1,260 days of the time of Jacob's distress, Jeremiah 30:7, you can read that, and Daniel's 70th week. Daniel 9:24-27. So take these down and go research them and read them for yourself, brothers and sisters. Right? Know as the Great Tribulation. Right? This last half is launched by the abomination of desolation. Matthew 24:15. Right? The unbelievers of the world will be deceived into believing that the beast is a god. Right? Only those whose names are written in the book of life will refuse to worship the beast. See, again, it's all about worship. The mark of the beast is all about worship. You know what I mean? Adoration, giving your soul over to our wicked entity. The beast will persecute the saints of Elohim and exercise power throughout the world. The Lamb was slain from the foundation of the world, in the sense that the Mashiach's redemptive death for Israel and those who will be grafted in was part of Elohim's plan from eternity. Revelation 3:6, and he opened his mouth in blasphemy against Elohim, to blaspheme his people and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven. So his people is ethnic Israel, those who were taken in chattel slavery, scattered to the four corners of the earth. You see, his name, this identify Elohim and summarize all his attributes. You see, I think Exodus 3, Shema 3:13-14. His tabernacle, this is a symbolic of heaven. You could see, I think Hebrew 9:23-24. Right? Them that dwell in heaven, the angels and glorified saints who are before the throne of Elohim and serve him day and night. The beast was given a mouth to utter proud words and blasphemy, and to exercise his authority for 42 months. It is Hashatan's secret desire to have others worship him. See, there you go again. Hashatan goes to take the glory from the Most High, hence the mark of the beast. You understand? A lot of my people are under the mark of the beast right now and don't even know it because of ignorance. Ignorance is no excuse of the law. The Jews accuse Yahusha of blasphemy because he said he was Elohim and he was crucified for blasphemy. But declaring that one is Elohim is blasphemous only when untrue. Let me repeat that again. But declaring that one is Elohim is blasphemous only when untrue. That's, you see people going and talk about they have their name but put at the end the God, or I'm a God or a goddess. These are blasphemous and wicked people, brothers and sisters. It's untrue. There's only one Elohim, and that's Yahusha. One Father, that's Yahuwah. In the case of the Antichrist during the tribulation period, it will be untrue, but such supernatural powers will be given him by the devil himself, that he will appear to have godlike characteristics and thus deceive many human beings. Thus, during the first 2.5 years of the tribulation of the Antichrist will be merely a man endowed with demonic power. But during the last 2.5 years, he will actually be Hashatan himself, clothed with the Antichrist's body, clothed the Antichrist's body, as the Antichrist is the second person to be indwelled by Hashatan. Judas was the first, son of perdition. I did a video of son of perdition. Go back and watch that, brothers and sisters. Also, the land of Benjamin. Also, the Mount Zion series, brothers and sisters. You see, brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters? Judas was the first, right? Indwelled by Hashatan. Remember, Hashatan is not divine. He does not have the power to create. That is to make something out of nothing. That's why he mimics the creation of the Most High. You see, hybrid beings, AI robots. You know what I mean? He gonna use all this technology to deceive you and cause the beast to speak blasphemous things. He already doing it in the Vatican through the mouth of Francis, the blasphemer, the false prophet. You see, brothers and sisters. He can only take what Elohim creates and manipulate it or manufacture it into something else. He can, however, indwell individuals. Even his demonic demons have that power. Revelation 13:7, and it was given unto him to make war with saints and to overcome them, and power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. Make war with the saints. The Antichrist will be allowed to massacre those who are Elohim's children. Right? The power of the beast, and it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to come and to overcome them. Today the world is prepared for a one world government philosophy. Right? That philosophy propagated by Satan and advocated by the intellectual, godless, atheistic leaders of world government today is rapidly spreading across the earth. Revelation 13:8, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him whose name are not written in the book of life. See, there you go again, worship, right? Which are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. From the foundation of the world, according to the Elohim's eternal electing purpose before creation, the death of the Mashiach sees the redemption of the elect forever. Acts 2:23, 4:27, 28. Antichrist can never take away the salvation of the elect. The eternal registry of the elect will never be altered, nor will the saved in the Antichrist day worship him. Nor will the saved in the Antichrist day worship him. Right? The book of life, Revelation 3:5, Lamb slain, the Adonai Yahusha, who died to purchase the salvation of those whom Elohim had chosen, was fulfilling an eternal plan. The unbelievers of the world will be deceived into believing that the beast is a god. 2 Thessalonians 2:4 to 11. Only those whose name are written in the book of life will refuse to worship the beast. The beast will persecute the saints of Elohim and exercise power throughout the world. The Lamb was slain from the foundation of the world, in the sense that the Mashiach's redemptive death for mankind was part of Elohim's plan from eternity past. As already seen, humankind has just about come to the conclusion that the only solution to the problem of continuous war is a one world government. That government will be the devil's government, established during the Great Tribulation. In the midst of that time, he will assume control himself, and as verse 7 tells us, will exercise power over every tribe, people, language, and nation. Satan's authority will be all but unlimited, and almost everyone on earth will worship him. This is the very thing Satan has sought from the beginning, worship from the angels and men. Of course, believers in the Mashiach will not worship Antichrist, because they will have their names written, right? They will have their names written in the book of life of the Lamb. Right? This book of life of the Lamb contains the names of all those who have called on the Lamb of Elohim for salvation. Revelation 13:9, if any man have an ear, let him hear. Right? These phrases. Elohim will punish those who do evil. The beast and his followers will be overthrown and judged. Patience. Right? Greek, hupomone, is perseverance or endurance. Those who have genuine saving faith will endure all the persecution of the beast, right? Because they are Elohim saints. Greek, hagion, holy ones. You see, Revelation, if any man have an ear, let him hear. So I'm gonna end it there, right, brothers and sisters? Yahuwah, hallelujah. Yahuwah, hallelujah. Blessed be Yahuwah. Blessed Holy Son Yahusha HaMashiach. Shana, Shana, Vishna, blessed love and shalom.